Boom, live, guys. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Ride safe, enjoy it. Today we have here a company that's coming very strong, and I invited to come here. First of all, like always, that is not sponsor. They are not paying me nothing. They are not. I invite him to come here to talk about the board, to talk about the company, and I think is a great product. I never try it, but I see my friends riders try it, and I think is innovation. And we're going to talk about that. And I like to present here, Chris. How are you, my friend? Thank you
I'm
for
good,
coming here.
Nelson. Thanks for having me on.
First of all, tell us a little of your background. How do you started before you have this company, and then later on, tell us how do you came to this company? Why do you make it? Who is behind?
Sure thing. All right. So, for folks who don't know me, my name's Chris Lips, and I've been an electric skateboard rider like 4.5 years now. Um, I'm here in Washington, D.C., capital of the USA, and I first got into it really was just going to work here in D.C. They put out rental scooters like Bird, Lime, and back then there was no speed limiter on them, and I would get them, and I was going like almost 20 miles an hour sometimes on them. I was like, this is a lot of fun, and I was taking one almost every day to get to work, and I was like, man, maybe I should get my own at this point. These rental fees are hiking up, and I'm really enjoying this. But I was like, oh, I don't really want a scooter though. I don't see myself doing that. And you know what else is out there? These skateboards. But oh my god, I haven't skateboarded since I was like 12. I need to relearn how to do this. So I kind of got back on a longboard for a while. Then I got my first electric skateboard back in August 2019. Got together with DCE Skate, which is our electric skateboarding riding crew here,
One
and
of the
went
oldest
from
ones.
yep since 2016. And I'd say I went from a little baby who on my first DCE skate ride I was so scared I thought I was gonna die the way we were riding in the street to now I'm one of the organizers of our group, plan and host a lot of rides, have ridden in many cities around the United States, and now I'm here with Lorentz. So it's crazy what can happen in 4 years from just picking up a skateboard to get to work every day.
So that way, I'm going to ask you like this: is simple question. Why do you came to this idea to create a board, starting as a rider and choosing the electro skateboards, and then coming to say, okay, let's create a board. Let's create a monster. Tell us a little about that. How you came to this idea, or how was everything? Was what how the other how you came? Was just like that, or was invitation ideas from riders? How do you came to this?
So I got connected with Lorentz at the beginning of last year, early 2023. And when I got connected, this was something that was already a little bit in development. They had the first version of the board, which looked a bit different. It had this convex curved deck.
Mm-hmm.
It used different wheels as standard. It had a different drivetrain. It was a good board, and I was impressed when I first saw it. I was really
Mm-hmm.
impressed by some of the features you see behind me, like the core, the
Mm-hmm.
lasers. But I liked big boards. I had ridden a lot of other people's boards like Cali, Lacroix, and I was thrilled that there was something else like it, but bringing even more interesting and new things, I think, to the market at the time. So when I learned more about it, they asked me, will you work with us? This is the company we haven't even launched yet. We are still making some final revisions to this board, but they wanted somebody who could help them with all aspects of the business. And whether it comes to designing the boards, promoting it, etc.
Mm-hmm.
And I was stoked by it when I saw it. I really wanted to be a part of it. And so from there, it's kind of gone where now we have the second iteration of the major. We first premiered this at the first DSkateCon, and now we're going to be here at the second. We've got other exciting things in the work with the company. But yeah, just as being familiar with bigger boards and with DCE Skate, really, the rides would get faster and longer. I kind of wanted to be involved in something that was really for like the enthusiast electric skateboarder.
And you came in, coming now to the second generation, coming to all of these ideas. I just want to start directly with the first video. I think that is one of the best. I think you guys make a nicer presentation. That is, I think that is very important. We're just going to change something here because I want to put it that very good for everybody to see it. Tell us a little more about this machine that we have here. That is the second generation.
Sure thing. So this is the Lorentz Major V2 edition. Things that we changed in this model were the deck and an enclosure completely to have this W concave flat deck though, but it has a lot of concave in it that just feels amazing on your feet. We made our track and road wheels standard as part of it. So you see these low profile tires that are made custom for Lorentz to go on these huge 145 millimeter hubs, and it just gives it a whole ton of presence. We made some modifications to the trucks that add even more precision to them. And essentially, we just listened to our riders from the first generation who told us things that they would like to see changed and made it happen in the second version. And so that's what I've got behind me here. It's just an amazing board to ride. It is extremely rugged, and it is something that works extremely well just riding around in the city here in DC or taking it into really extreme off-road conditions. I like to say it's like a 2-in-1 board, but on steroids, the way that we've got it set up.
Yeah, because you have the two options, and you have with the bindings. I think that is fantastic. We don't see too much machines, bamboo, and using this type of bindings because it's not so safe. Lots of people ask, but you guys putting this as makes a big change for so heavy machine. How many pounds do you have in this machine with the batteries and everything?
It's 58 pounds, so yeah, it's definitely pretty heavy.
Yeah, but you have a long range. You have everything. In when I proclaim like this machine, you have the option 2-in-1 that the people can buy it.
Well, we have different wheel and tire options, and it's why I say it's like 2-in-1 on steroids, because we have it standard with 8-inch 200 millimeter by 62 track and road wheels that are low profile, really good for the street, maybe light off-roading pack trails. But then we also have our 10-inch by 3-inch. Those are 250 millimeter tank tires. Those are really to conquer extreme off-road riding. You get a lot of clearance with those. You can go over a whole ton with them. So you're getting like a 2-in-1 board, but instead of, let's say, like street wheels and AT wheels, you've got, some low profile AT wheels and then some monster truck wheels.
Okay, before we continue, we talked that in private. I asked you. I think that is was very nice from you to. So you have a big machine in your hands. We was looking now to the website from you guys, but before we continued, we're going to talk about two companies that today they are over. They closed the doors in the last year, and maybe it was lots of surprise for all of us. But they closed the doors, and it's two types of machines in the same range. Not the same like you guys, but is that same big machines for big range and everything. And they close the doors. What is the difference from you guys and these two companies? Because it's important for the people to understand what you're going to bring to the table for everybody to say, okay, I have a LaCroix like me. I have a LaCroix, and why not trying your machine? Maybe isn't.
So certainly the companies we're talking about, LaCroix and Cali, they were fantastic companies. I've been acquainted with both of them, in particular Ernesto, because I'm in DC, he's in New York. He would come down here and ride with us all the time. And they were phenomenal products in their own right. They were, I think, pioneers in a lot of the mountain board style boards that we see, particularly this street cruiser style, this style that is not just like, let's say like a Trampa style with bindings for off-road with that top box, but they made like this very sleek product. And in particular, they pioneered several things, I would say, in this lineup. Whether you want to talk
So
about,
they changed the like us was with the problems of long range, and they create this long range for you to go in the cities. Like you guys in USA love to make lots of big rides and long rides, and they give this option. Of course, it was not from the beginning, but today they are not anymore here, and today we have you guys. You guys come with a new machine, and I think it's important for us to see what you guys bring to the table, and what is the difference between your boards now today from the old boards, because we have to think Lacroix is. I know that you have. Let's put this video here because I think it's important, because you have this one. You have a system of gear drives, totally different innovation. Tell us a little how do you came to this idea? What is the difference from you guys? What type of motors is that exclusive just for you guys, or everybody can change the ups? How that works?
Sure thing. So I'll talk a little bit about the drivetrain, and then I want to sort of more directly address your question about what is different. So here's our drivetrain. This is an all-steel gear drive system with 7185 motors. These are really huge motors. That 71 is the diameter. It's bigger than the typical 63 by 84 that you might see in some other boards. And they are rated for 5,500 watts each for a total rating of 11,000 watts. We built this thing to be extremely beefy. In many cases, I would say the major is over-engineered, where that kind of explains a little bit of the weight of the board, is that all-steel gear drive system, those huge motors, the way that the tons of CNC aluminum that's on this board was built so that we wouldn't run into quality issues down the road. We kind of, in some ways, maybe sacrificed weight to some degree so that this thing would be almost bomb-proof, that it could take a lot without us getting into issues of being in repairs all the time. I think there's a couple of things that, let's just talk a little bit about the business side of electric skateboards that can bog you down. Repairs and service, if you have boards that are breaking down constantly, it can be costly and start bogging down you as a business. So coming from the beginning of making something that's extremely high quality, that's been put through rigorous testing so that you don't have to deal with that. Certainly, like I said, nothing is perfect. And when we have issues with our customers, this is a premium product and we want to make sure that they're getting the premium customer service they deserve. But it's been incredible, particularly with the V2, just the level of quality we've seen to not have to run into that as an issue. Ultimately, when you don't have those problems, you have happy customers. And that's like a win-win for you as the business and as your customers there.
Yeah.
Another thing that I would say is a really big difference from our company. And again, like I have so much respect for Lacroix and Cali. Those boards, for me, were like really high end. We use this word boutique DIY boards. Yeah. They were using VESC-based controllers very early on. They usually had to partner with other companies for their remotes, for instance. All the parts were they were sort of boutique in nature, and they calculated to fit everything together extremely nicely. It was very well done. But you're pulling from different manufacturers here and there to get a product, and it's all assembled either in Ernesto's case in his shop in the Bronx in New York, and then in Lacroix's case, up in Canada, in Montreal. Yeah. For us, we went with a more production board model where sort of all of our stuff is labeled Lorentz. Working with us as a manufacturer, with our manufacturing overseas, or with at least companies that we have close ties that are marking things, making things specifically for us. It's not necessarily pulling things off the shelf to work together. It's really everything was built as part of a design and put through a mass production model to have that fit and finish and quality to go together. And that all sits under our own roof in sort of the manufacturing and assembly. And we consider a lot of ways to make sure we keep those costs down so that as a business, this is sustainable.
Okay, and for you today, where are today you guys, or where is the company? Is in DC? Where do you guys have your company in a moment?
So our company is based in the United States. Our headquarters is just outside of DC, where you can look us up. We're in Virginia, and that's where we are. We're very clear, though, the boards are manufactured in China, but the customer service, the company as a whole, it's based here in the United States.
Okay, but let me ask you. This is very important. You guys, we talked that in private too. You guys sent to Europe, you sent to other countries like Australia, or in a moment you are more concentrate just in USA or maybe Canada too?
So we sell not only in North America, but also in Europe and Australia and New Zealand. In our first batch of boards in that version 1, we only sold those in the US and Canada. That was sort of us taking some time to make sure that we got things right and could best serve country or customers in those countries. As we learn more, as we also learn more about logistics to Europe and Australia and New Zealand, we opened up the V2 sales to be able to serve those customers, and we've sold some in all of those places, which we're really excited to expand that business. We want to be able to provide the same service that we do in Europe, Australia, New Zealand, as we do to our North American customers.
Yeah, that is a good thing. The other now I'm going to talk about other thing is important, the lights. I want to know a little more. I know there is a video out there. I'm just going to change here very fast for us to have a little more. Tell us a little more about lights. How is everything? How do you come to this idea? Why do you put it on top? What is for everybody to understand?
Absolutely. So what you're looking at here is the Major's core. We say it's the heart of the board, and it's more than just a pretty light. What you will see with it, as you'll see behind me, is when it's idle, that is your battery indicator. There's 10 lights in that ring, and each of them represent 10% of battery. So the board behind me is at about 50%, and you can see that here. But not only does it indicate your battery, it's also an indication for braking. So if I press the brake on this remote, you'll see it fill red. And this is in real time that it's responding to the remote. And then if I make sure my tires are not touching, I can
let me change. Okay.
Let me step out so that it'll focus on that. Now you see it braking. And that's responding to me pressing the remote.
Wow.
So all of that is in real time. And we just thought it was a cool way to show off some of the tech in our ESC, to be able to, quickly at a glance see what is your battery level. Certainly you can see it on the remote too, but it's just a real easy way of determining my remote's connected, how much battery I have. And I think the braking, the acceleration is just a cool light feature, whether you're out riding with friends or things like that, to see what's going on with the board. Not only does it have a form factor, but there's a functional piece to it as well.
Another question is like this. You are now with the controller there. Let me show us the controller on what is the features from this controller, because it's very special.
Sure thing. So let's hope it focuses well. There we go. Here's a remote here. I'll actually hold it up right. And in it, you can get a lot of information. You can see what gear it's in. So it's in gear 3 right now, your miles per hour, your trip, your odometer on the board, your remote battery level, your board battery level. You can see there's an indicator on this side that shows that my lights are on. So you can see those lasers are on. And if my headlights were connected, those would be on too. Certainly you've got speed, is indicated here. But you also have some cool features on this remote, like, for instance, the remote turns on the lights and lasers. So that controls, when I press this button and hold it, the lasers and the headlights. Like I said, they're not connected because it would be really bright in this room if I connected them up. But I can do that. And then you've also got a lot of menu functions. So you've got your remote, sort of a more accurate remote power. You've got your board power here, which shows you your individual. I don't know if it's going to focus.
Go back,
but it shows. Yeah,
go
it
back
shows
a little. Go back.
How do you mean?
No, go back with your controller.
Oh,
then
okay.
we can. Yeah, let me see. No. Yeah, it's focused.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll show you your individual battery group.
Oh, that is good.
And so your overall cell health, as well as you're looking at the temperature of the battery and the actual voltage, the exact battery percentage in there. Down here, you can look at your motor and ESC temperature. That can be particularly nice on a hot day to be monitoring those. And you can also, on each of the gears, set your top speed, your acceleration, and your braking strength. So all of that are functions of this remote. And then you also have some statistics here that it can tell you about your ride, like what was the max current you hit, your average speed, and then your consumption for that ride. That's another really valuable thing to understand about somewhat, like how much range you're going to get from your board with your riding style, with your weight. This is a 1500 watt hour board. So when you look at how many watt hours you're consuming per mile, it's going to give you an idea of how many miles you are going to get out of your battery. Because I can tell you, a lot of people, I'm almost 240 pounds. A lot of people are going to get more than I get when I ride this board. And so, it's a nice feature that only certain, outside of VESC-based boards, you don't really see this.
Yeah. The other thing what I want to ask you, let's change here very fast, is like here you have the batteries, what you are using, the voltage, and you have, that's a 40S 2P?
14S 6P.
6P, okay, that's good. Yeah, that is 6P here, directly here in my eyes. More easy to see it is impossible. This board, the deck that you guys are using, what is the type of deck you guys are using?
Sure. So this board is layers of maple and carbon fiber. And so it's got a little bit of flex. It's a relatively stiff board, but I wouldn't say it's a plank by any stretch. You can do a little bit of bouncing on it. And what's important is that W concave. So, it kind of goes like where it has these big edges for you to fit your heel and toe in. Then it comes up a little bit. And where you will really feel that is in the turns. When I'm on my toe side, the balls of my feet are dug into that center of the W, and on my heel side, I'm really getting a lot of pressure going. And so when you've got like a big, mountain board with a long wheelbase and you're not using bindings, having that W concave really gets you to like hit some hard turns and be able to make some tight turns still.
Yeah. And the other thing I'm very interesting to ask is like this: the trucks. How do you came to this idea? Is any different between the two trucks from the off-road and the street tires and ups, or they are the same? Just change the tires.
The only other thing besides the tire changed is the axle. On the off-road version, we send those wheels with longer axles, so you have space to not have wheel bite because that's how big they are. But other than that, it's the same 19-inch truck hanger, and the same base plate.
Okay, then I'm going to come here to the when somebody wants to buy, because the tires from you guys is different than the normal ones. Is something that you guys came to this idea? How do you came to this type of tires? How is easy, difficult to find them with you guys?
There's a few different options really with tires. Certainly we sell all of our tires for the different wheel sizes, but you can find some common examples of each. So if you scroll back up, that one in the center, that's what the board comes with. That's a 200 by 60 tire. We make that tire, but there is another version that is 8.5 inches
Okay.
by 3, for instance, and that's a Hoda made tire. I've tried it on this wheel; it fits well. It's less low profile. We really wanted that low profile, like sports car, Porsche, Le Mans look, and that's why we decided to make a custom tire for it. But there are other tires on the market that fit this wheel. So you can see kind of like that low profile stance that they have there.
Like me, let's put it this way: if I'm not, I don't have one board from you guys, and I want to buy this type of tires from you guys, is always available, because I know that lots of guys who like low profile of tires, and I know that how that works.
We make sure to keep a huge stock of tubes and tires available, understanding that this is a custom product made for this wheel. I think the tougher part is you need to understand that wheel is not a typical wheel size.
Yeah.
It is not the same as like an MBS Rockstar,
Yes, of course,
or a Trampa Megastar.
Yeah.
So that tire won't fit most wheels.
Yeah, but that is always a question. Maybe that is a good thing that you explain. And then we have the motors. You are using currently just one motor. In the future, we're going to see more motors, more power, more speed, or you guys just work with this one and you are satisfied?
Right now, this is something we're pretty satisfied with. Being rated for 11,000 watts, we built this board around having a crazy amount of torque, is what I would say. The top speed is 40 miles an hour. For some people, they're never going to get close to that. For others, I have customers begging me to add more. But for us, there will come a sacrifice if we do that to the torque. And what we have now is that balance of having really, really incredible torque out of this board, even at being as heavy as it is. And we're still really happy with that 40 miles an hour speed and how fast it gets up to that 40. That's just a place that we feel pretty happy with on the board at the moment.
So I'm seeing here that you have that sold out. How is that working with your controller? Is a controller that you guys created yourself, or is a controller from a third company? How is that work from you guys?
So for Lorentz, this is our ESC and remote that we make.
Okay, that is the good thing. The other thing I would love, let me just put here again, to know is, where is that? The lights. Lacroix was always be the big problem with the lights. Always. I know, because I know that. What type of lights are you guys using currently? And tell us a little more about the lights, because lights is very important. Most of the riders ride in night too.
Sure. So we made these lights specifically for Lorentz. Working with the manufacturer, particularly the headlights is what I'm addressing. Working with a manufacturer overseas, and the way they work is they plug, similar to what you're talking about with the quad, they plug directly into the board, and they're powered off the board battery. The thing that makes them really different
sorry, my friend Chris. It's very sad for me. I don't put this extra. I just want to show you something. That's why I'm asking you.
Yeah.
That is a problem from Lacroix. Is always this cable was always broken. Always. You have to put it. That's why. How do you fix this problem in your boards?
For us, we use this really thick connector that I think maybe you can see on those photos on the website.
Yeah, that's why.
It'd be hard for me to bring the thing.
No. I'm going to put it here.
Like Klinko style connector, 2 prongs with a clip. I haven't seen anybody break one yet on our boards, to be honest with you. Yeah, that green connector. It's extremely robust. And so with that, you get it not only do we have it connected to the board battery, but it's turned on with the remote. And so you just see behind me the lights just looks like I turned the light on in my room. But that's
Let
the
me change.
board.
Let me change.
That's the board's headlight on the left side that I just plugged in now, and that's all controlled here with the remote. And that's just, I think, a really nice feature to have. Then you can on top of you can adjust the brightness, so then it's not crazy. And on camera, it looks like it's flickering, but in real life, it doesn't look like that. But yeah, that's just something that we made a little bit different on those headlights, and we use that connector so that we didn't want to deal with again, when you have to deal with broken headlights, that takes away from the time in your business that you're doing the things you want to be doing.
I just want to show something here for the people to understand. This light is with battery, not plug in like the front lights. The front lights is direct to the batteries, and these ones are charged. But I think that is the best ones that are in the market. I think that is enough for the back.
Yeah, we've been pleased with those, and the reality is those, because they're red and they're just not as strong as many lumens as a headlight. They will last more than 2 weeks on a charge.
Yeah.
It's just harder to justify doing a whole nother connector.
Then you have this system of lights. And then you have like the system of braking and everything. It looks like a braking when you don't decelerate. But I think they are fantastic lights. The front lights I was seeing here in the front, but I think you show it for everybody there, just one with one light. There is a question here, and I think that is important to, will you make a version with the biggest battery?
I will say there's things that we are open to and considering. Certainly we have to think about that right now. The board's 58 pounds. So if we make a bigger battery, that will add to that weight. But we also know that some people just want all the range in the world. So there are things we are considering for that. There are also other ways of adding range to the board, which, we kind of already, right now, the Samsung 50S that we're using has gotten a little bit more common. But when we came out with this board early last year, it actually wasn't in a lot of boards, and it gives you that best of both worlds with range and discharge. But there's other batteries on the market. There's going to be more batteries coming soon. There, you can look at things like what voltage the board is running at. So I'll just say the door is not closed to what we're doing with our batteries here, but you'll have to stay tuned to see what the plan is.
So then I'm going to put a different question, because I see lots of companies that they broken because sometimes they invest too much in other products and try to make too many products, and we see the boosted board. We see lots of companies to close the doors because they try other products. But my question is like this: you have a big board. Do you have any plans to make a small board? Smaller, because we see like Lacroix was with first the big that the people don't understand. The prototype was the beginning of everything, and then they changed to this big machine, Lone Star. The Lone Star was the crazy thing for everybody, but then they come back to a small board that was very bad. And I think that don't help them in nothing. That was maybe if they concentrate in one thing, not in lots of things. You guys, I see that you come now to the second generation. You are just working with one machine and you are trying to make a good product. Do you guys have any ambitions to create 3-4 types of boards, or you prefer to have a good product better than have 3 or 4 products and then you cannot take care of all of them? What is the idea from you guys?
Sure. So everyone at this company, we love electric skateboarding. That's why we're doing what we're doing. And it's true, you're never going to see from this company this like huge lineup. You're never going to see Lorentz selling 10 10 styles of skateboards. But anybody who loves skateboarding and electric skateboarding knows that a 58-pound mountain board isn't always what suits your ride. So for us, the goal is to have more than one board, but to have those boards be extremely unique, just like the way the Major is in its lineup. Have them be special and different in their own way, and really excellent at the job that they are supposed to do. I can't say much more about what we're working on. I'm hoping I can say some more soon, but let's just say that ideally we're going to see something in the future that complements the Major really nicely.
So I just want to somebody make you the question. Still confirming to attend to the SkateCon? I think we talked about that.
100% confirmed. We've got our booth. We look forward to getting announced as a confirmed vendor, but I can say we're confirmed because we paid the bill.
So SkateCon is coming now very strong. We talked that in private. About 2 years ago, we was losing maybe the skateboards, and the skateboard now is coming back very strong. Again, longboards too, and having like a big event like is now the SkateCon is now like the name for all the PVs. All the PVs go there, not just skateboard, but is the SkateCon. Is always skateboard. So having this, but I want to you told me about one thing I would like to talk. There is a special person that work with you guys. I think is a good YouTuber. Tell us a little more about this. I'm going to leave all the links, guys, for everybody to go there. Kami is one of the guys who make lots of videos of skate. Tell us a little more. How do you came to this person? How everything came, because he is working, showing your product. Always his dog, of course, have to be in. He talks. The two of them, they talk very good. How do you came one to another to him to present your boards?
Sure thing. So we love Kami's content. I can say me personally, I love his content. Which, fun fact, Kami's the name of the dog. Actually, he doesn't talk about what his name is, but his content's amazing. Whether you're into DIY, which is I watch a lot of his videos, being into DIY and just like his method and process, I learned a lot about building my own boards. But it's also really relaxing and soothing, his style too. So it's just like a very nice Sunday morning cup of coffee type of YouTube watch. And so for us, with this board, sort of like with the cost associated in building it, with the weight, which really ups the shipping cost, you'll notice, and I think this is true of other, I think you saw this with Cali and with LaQual, like it gets hard to work with a lot of content creators. It's hard to just send them a board for them to keep. It runs your costs up. So, but that said, Kami was someone we really wanted to figure out a way to make it work, because the way he's very knowledgeable about like tearing down a board, showing the internals, showing how it's made, and also that he's featured big boards on his channel before. You know, he's someone that I think people understand has a really high technical knowledge for electric skateboarding. And that was a type of content we really wanted to get out there. So being able to make it work with him and have him feature it, you know, like he's showing you here, everything that comes into the box laid out. Later in the video, he completely disassembles the board so that we can show off the care that we put into, like I said, over-engineering anything, making sure this thing is extremely robust, from the way that we design and build our battery, how we lay things out in the enclosure, to that all steel gear drive. You know, it's just been a joy to work with him, and really glad we could feature our board on his channel that way.
Yeah, and I think I'm going to leave all the links there, guys, for you to go there and follow him. He's a fantastic person. He's one of the persons I invited to come here, and he said he could not go because of the language. But he's one of the person always follow the channel, and he's always seeing the content because that is for the community, and he's one of the best guys you can see. Inventions, how he create boards, how he put together, how he comes with ideas. I think that is one of the best channels if you love skateboards, longboards, off-road boards. I think you're going to go to the very special channel. Again, that is free propaganda. Is not paying me nothing for you guys to always. I always tell that because sometimes the people understand wrong. And go there and see all the video. We're not going to put all the video. Just go to the second one from them. I think that is a video showing that in action. I think that is very important, and you guys can go there. How do you came to the name of Major V2?
Sure. So I guess to give some background, Lorentz is named after a Dutch physicist, Heinrich Lorentz. He understood and discovered a lot about electromagnetism, the type of things that power all of our boards, even coining certain things called Lorentz force, which is a type of magnetic force out there. And then the major, really that name just came from this being like, it just having such a presence, it being large, kind of having this presence of light. All of that just kind of worked together in having a board and calling it the Major. It doesn't go, I hate to say it doesn't go too much more deep than that.
I think it's a great machine. I think that is very compact. I love a machine. For me, if I go for long range, I need to have a board that I can trust because of the speeds, because of the range, because of the quality. Everything is because if I go, I don't know, 34, 40 miles and then I have a problem, is not a good thing. I like to be safe. I'm just going to answer here very fast to summarize. Okay, the question was to me too. So I want to go. Last year I was going to go. This year I'm trying my best to go, but the problem is like this. For me to explain very fast to everyone, to don't understand me bad. If I go to USA, I have I have 320 interviews here of riders. And like you, as a company, as a rider, because you start as a rider too. So, and if I go to USA, I have to do it like this. I have to visit all my friends. I have to go to DC. I have to go to New York. I have to go to lots of places. So I have to create something for me to say, okay, I'm going to stay 1 month there, and I'm going to try to visit the most possible places and see all the people who support and came to this live stream, and the people who are riding all the time and love this sport as skaters, as one wheels, as AUC, as PV riders. So that way, for me, just to go to skate.com is because I know that is going to be people is going to say, hey, you came to USA and you don't visit me. And that way, I'm going to try to do and visit everybody. I would like to go visit you guys in DC, see your company, and see how everything works, and visit with time. I don't want to rush nothing. I think skate.com is coming bigger every year. If I don't go this year, next year, I will be there for sure. This year is going to be a little difficult because I don't have that plans. I just want to make an explanation for everybody. I don't want to put this bigger. I know I'm very sorry I'm not there, but sometimes lives don't give us a chance to do it. And I think if I go there, I want to visit everybody. So sorry, my friend. It was the first time that somebody asked me this question, and I think it's important. I think it's the biggest event we have. And we have to thank to this company. He started as a DIY boarder, and today he has a company, and he started with this skate.com, and the skate.com is a name everywhere. If nobody sees it, if you guys think I'm not here, I'm here.
Yeah.
And as a special place here, I can say that was you guys who sent me. I think it was. Let's put it here back because it has a special place here. Uh, and I hope that you and your company goes there and show to everybody how big you guys are coming. I think the price is not too big at all. You create something that is affordable. From Ernesto, ask him to a price that was too much. Like in Europe, it was impossible for us to buy it. That works for you when you sell out of USA? Is easy? Is difficult? How the imports, the other countries in Europe? Do you any time any problem shipping?
I'll say this, it's a little different. The way our model works is we, as I said, we build our boards overseas and we'll send a huge batch over, let's say, to our US warehouse. Well, once we came to understand more about logistics, we were able to send a batch of boards to Europe. And then after that, there are certain countries that we've just been sending them kind of directly to the customer from our manufacturing. With all our boards, we've been able to offer free shipping and generally have all the taxes and duties included. If not, we make sure that's really clear to the customers, but almost every time we can do it. And sometimes that just means we have to do sea shipping directly to those customers in Australia and New Zealand. It's usually like 30 to 40 days. And I know that can be a drag when you've just bought something, you've waited for it. But when we have boards, we really prefer the model of having boards in a warehouse on location like we do in the US and Europe. That way you're going to get your board probably in 5 to 7 days. I will say one crazy story about shipping, though, is we have a customer in the UK, and because of the situation with Brexit, I guess to send from our warehouse in Europe, the duties would have been really high. So we sent it directly from our manufacturing to save them money. Well, that ship got caught up in everything that's happening in the Red Sea and had to sail all the way around the southern tip of Africa. So it's crazy. Like you work at an electric skateboard company, you don't think you're ever going to be impacted by like people attacking ships in the Red Sea, but there's an example of how those things can happen. And it's an interesting conversation to have with a customer and try to explain what's going on.
I know that is not easy. I know that was like me. I was with one customer buy from the Lacroix, and that's why I'm asking this. And he received one parts, and the other parts was a block in a control from police, and it was already upset and everything. And sometimes it's not the fault from you guys; it's the laws from each country, and it's not easy. I just want to say something because I forget the person who asked me this. If nobody knows, that is Thomas. Thomas today has another name. Tom Boy from UK, and he was the one who bring me this here.
Oh, that's really awesome.
He was the one who sent to me and everything, and today he has a different name. I know that he's doing a fantastic job too. And to answer to the Chris, yes, bring everybody together to one location. USA is very big. Imagine everybody to come to one place. It's not easy. I will try my best. So let's see what we have here, Chris. Okay, we are as always connected with the PVs and great network. Yes, and Christy, don't forget we have to talk because there is something we have to make. There is lots of ladies who wants to come here, and I would love to have you as a person to make the interviews with the ladies. We need more ladies to make the interviews. Like always, this is not me. That is the community who make the lives, and she is one of them who wants to make interviews. That way, we give the platform for them. So, Chris, tell us what is going to be the future. What is going to be the magic of your companies, of your group, of your team, of you guys coming together? What can we wait from you guys more and more.
For sure. For Lorentz, it's always been about bringing something new and unique to the market. At a certain point, you start thinking you've seen every type of electric skateboard out there, but we want to bring things that just haven't been done. An example of that was starting with our core, our lasers, our lighting system, the ability to control it from the remote, the crazy amount of wattage and power out of a production board, a board that you're not going to have to program yourself. You don't need to know how to do Vest Tool. You just turn it on and it goes. And when you have an issue, you deal with us. You're not gonna hear from us talking about a remote manufacturer or the manufacturer of this part or that part. And all of that service is going to be here in the USA for you to deal with. So I think that's something special, and we just want to keep that going, whether it is a mountain board, whether it's other products we bring, that you're getting something that's premium, that is unique and not like anything else out there on the market, and that is extremely high quality and reliable for you.
So now let's have a little small break from the Lorenzo, and let's talk about one of the biggest group of the world of skateboards. I think it's important for us to talk. I made some interviews with riders from DC. I think you guys, first of all, for everybody to understand, I'm going to say this with all the words. I think they are one of the best groups of the world, not taking out the other groups, but they are very united. And the important thing, they don't work alone. They bring other groups from other cities of USA, and everybody is welcome to go to the rides with them. And they are very united. They work a lot for the community. That is a group that is made for community. That is made for, if you love the sport. I'm just going to change this because that is more like you. And I just want to say this. I love you guys very, very much, the DC riders. I think it's always a pleasure to have you all. But tell us a little more about your story with them for everybody to understand.
For sure. There's like very little out here that I'm as passionate about as our community here in DC with DCE Skate. My life has totally been changed by the people that I've met and ridden with here. Just lifelong friendships, and these are people that I think, if not for electric skateboarding, I probably never would have met or had these connections with. As you said, we are one of the oldest and largest electric skateboarding crews in the world. And one of the things that I think is also unique about DC, there's a couple of things that I think are really unique about us. And this is what I've heard from other crews or other people from other cities. One, the community is a big aspect here. Mm-hmm. Outside of these really large rides that we do a couple times a year, like our season opener, our invasion, our scavenger hunt, we ride every Wednesday. That is like Wednesday night. That is our night. We chose that night. It's in the middle of the week. Leave work, come out, get on your skateboard, and let's go. And that way that ride has always been structured is so that it is anyone can come. If you come on a boosted board, if you come on a backfire zealot, if you come on, like a small board, that ride's going to be tailored to that thing. We're not going to make it so long that you can't come. And the ride basically always includes a stop somewhere to get some dinner, have some drinks, and just be able to hang out with each other, talk about skateboarding, talk about sports, talk about whatever else is out there. And I think that's really like something that's built the friendships while people hang out, charge, like this one, etc. And so from that has built these friendships where it's like, then a bunch of us will get together and we'll go to New York City and ride together, and we'll get together with the PEV NYC guys. We'll go to Philly and go with the Philly E-Riders. We did, this was 2 years ago, but a few of our guys did a cross-country RV tour where they went to like 30 cities. They went to Chicago, they went to LA, they went to Phoenix, they went to all these places and went riding. I met them up in LA and we did riding there. So just that that community aspect is something that makes us really special. The other thing that I think is, hey, there's me. The other thing that I think is special is we are still primarily electric skateboards. A lot of the crews in other cities, and this is no shade because some of my closest friends are EUC, they're scooter riders, whatever, but a lot of the other cities have kind of gone on to other things. And it even gets hard, I would say, to participate on an electric skateboard if those rides become primarily, scooter, EUC, and you're seeing a lot of like Suron style electric bikes. The speeds and ranges just get hard for skateboarding. But the thing about DC as a city is that a skateboard still works here really well. It's very urban, but it's compact. And the roads are really good here for the most part. I know I'm going to catch flack for that, but like seriously, the roads here are pretty good if you compare it to other cities, especially in the Northeast. And so you can use a skateboard for everything here. And it's just a lot of fun. And so even as you've seen other cities trend to other devices, DC has been one. And I really want to pick out DC and shout out San Diego Skate crew as groups that have stuck really hard to mostly being skateboarding. And as someone who's like only into skateboarding, I think it's awesome, and it's something I love about our crew, that community aspect, and that since 2016 we are still mostly focused on skateboards and tailor our rides around that. We hang out with everybody else, we hang out with our EUC crew here, but at the end of the day it's DC Skate, and we're not changing that name.
Okay, and my other question is like this: do you think that was something very important for you, being able to ride with these guys and maybe listen to the feedback from them to help with your ideas to come to your creation of the boards, or to put it better?
Definitely. Hearing from folks here. Certainly, we heard from folks here a little bit about the first major, and that's why it involves some of the changes we made in the second one. Being able, I would say also being here and having access to so many other boards, like being able to ride other people's boards and understand what I think makes a good electric skateboard, goes into the ideas of, goes directly into Lorentz and the design that we make with our company, because I've had, and if I lived somewhere where there was only like a couple of other electric skateboarders, I would have never gotten the chance to pretty much ride every brand of electric skateboard there's ever been.
And that is the good thing. And if you're seeing here, that is amazing to ride with these guys. And I see the guys from the A-Scooters come from New York. They are like brotherhood, and they came to visit you guys, and they come every year. And I think that is beautiful to see other cities coming to the events from you guys, and seeing so much different PVs coming together for rides. And that is the beautiful thing about this sport is doesn't matter what you are riding. The important thing is have fun and enjoy yourself. And sometimes we work too much, and we need a little good time and good riders for all of us. So I don't want to make this video big. I want to say like this, my friend. First of all, it was a pleasure to meet you as first.
Same here. I've always loved watching their interviews, and it was cool to be a part of one myself.
Yes, and I hope that we come back again, and you come with new machines and show us how big you coming for the community and how you are working for all the community. Don't forget, the community is important. Without them, your company is never going to work. First of all, 100%. I just want to say for everyone, this is not sponsor. I invite him to come here because I think he's a great machine. I think it's something that we have to take care. We lose last year 2 companies. This company is new. Is a new idea. I love the system that you have, the 2 option in one. That is really off-road. It's not like I cannot do that in my LaCroix. I tried now with a 10 inch. I have it here, but it's always not so easy. I hope to see good things in the future from you guys. and innovation is always good, but always correct the mistakes. I think is the first and most important thing. Make a good board, make a good machine for everybody, and that way your company is going to be bigger and bigger and create a fantastic name. And I hope to see you very soon, maybe in Europe, and being maybe as a. I'm going to put it like this: if I have a problem in Europe, how that works to supplies. Like I
That's
have a
something
gear drive problem.
we're gonna if it requires us replacing a part for you, we're gonna get it to you DHL. And pretty much my experience is DHL gets almost everywhere in the world in a week.
Okay, that is the important thing. That is a small question, but I think it's important for us to have. It's great to have all different types of PVs. Yes, I think too. I think the communities are big if we stick together. Don't start to my one wheeler. I don't want nothing to do with the EUCs or the other way around. Just go for a ride, have fun, enjoy yourself.
Yeah, the community is about making sure everybody feels welcome, no matter who they are, what they ride.
Yeah. And
yeah,
I think that is the important thing. And believe it or not, I'm just going to tell you. Sometimes I go to places, I bring extra, like is a mountain board. I was in an event in Paris, a mountain board, and I bring my one wheel. And most of them, they never see a one wheel. And they think that is
Wow.
stupid. And now with the new, they always listen to the one wheel as oh, that is for kids. And now with the vast world of one wheel, I was riding off road with these guys, and they say, "Oh, that is a big machine. Now he has power." I was not expecting, and some of them are interested maybe to try it, and that is what is beautiful about a community when you have everything together. Show it what you ride. Maybe it's for you, maybe it's not for you. That way, I think is beautiful. For you, my friend, I hope that you have the best time of your life. That I hope that the SkateCom bring lots of happiness for all the riders who come visit you. And I hope that you make good deals, that your company comes bigger and bigger every day, and you have more people sponsor you. And the most important, more riders do you have, that is the best sponsor you're going to have, because the best feedback is from the riders. And
Absolutely.
I just want to say I'm going to leave all the links from this company. If you have the chance, go there. I'm going to leave the website, the YouTube channel, the Instagram, and the Facebook. Before I finish, what is the best way for the people to contact you? If they
Definitely, our social media, so Instagram, Facebook, we're really attentive to that. You can always reach us there. My email at the company is service@lorentzboards.com. Our main email is info@lorentzboards.com. But the social media, as you said, community is important. And I think social media is a great place to interact with folks. And you can always hit us up on Instagram or Facebook.
just put some pictures here for you guys to see it. Beautiful pictures. Don't forget, they are not paying nothing. That is just free information. I love to see. I'm a skateboarder, rider, longboarder. Today I ride other PVs, but I'm very happy that we are coming back again, very strong with other companies, and you are one of them. Evolution is always good. You are young, and I think you're going to bring lots of stuff for all of us riders. Safety, very important, and the best of the best for you, my friend, and your company and the team. And I hope to see you very soon. Like always, I leave you with the last words for the community, for your customers, for your future customers. The last words is always for you. But before we do that, I just want to say we're going to have lots of interviews till May. Stay tuned. Lots of ladies coming, and riders. I support ladies, kids. We cannot have kids here. There is lots of kids, but because of the politics of the YouTube, we cannot have small kids here in interviews. It's very sad. The only way is for us to have with the family, and it's very complicated, and that's why we don't have kids. I know that lots of people ask, why is the kids not here? The politics of YouTube is very dangerous. You cannot make interviews with small kids. It's complicated. That's why we don't have it. But there is lots of ladies there, and we support. We want to see more ladies riding PVs. And if you are out there, just reach us, and we're going to try to make a nice interview for you, my friend. The last words is for you, my friend.
Thanks, Nelson. So, I mean, you've heard it here. Lorentz SkateBoards is a relatively new company. We started in March of 2023, and this March will hit a year. Our goal is to make things that are extremely unique, high performance, and extremely high quality and reliable. From our all-steel gear drive, our core and lasers, 11,000 watt rated drivetrain. What we want to have out there is, as someone who has been electric skateboarding for more than 4 years, you know, right now with the Major, you have something that for what we think is a pretty good price, and our price includes shipping and taxes. You're able to get something that is really long range, insane power and torque, but doesn't come with the complication of needing to know how to program your own board or understand this tool. It just goes. You turn it on, you turn on your lights with your remote, and you have an amazing ride every time, with premium materials throughout the board. So I'm hoping, you know, if you're someone who is a real electric skateboard enthusiast, you want something that is long range, powerful, maybe give something new a shot with Lorentz, and you will still have incredibly high quality and US-based customer service.
Yeah, my friend. I hope you guys, if you have the chance, go to Skatecom, or if you are close to DC, contact them. Maybe you can test it or try it, or have a conversation with them. If you are in skate, yeah, please.
We can always get together in DC, and we will be at eSkateCon for for our first year as a vendor. We're super excited to be in Vegas.
Yeah, that's why. If you want, go there, talk with them. Maybe they can explain you better everything. If you not, go to the website, go to the Instagram, Facebook. I leave all the links there. Go there, talk with them. Maybe you can try it and it's something good for you. Maybe not. We never know. Just have fun. Enjoy it. For you, Chris, thank you so much for creating this fantastic machine. I hope that you have all the success of the world. If you have, all of us, we're going to win. That is the important thing. If you are working in a couple years, that means that you have a fantastic machine that is safe, that everybody's happy, and we can ride lots of miles in your machines. Thank you so much, my friend. So, guys,
Thanks,
have a
Nelson.
good time and enjoy it, guys. Like always, ride fast, but always safe. Have a good night. Have a good day.